What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is the Real Housewives Girl Trip Season 1, Episode 3. So listen, honey, it is the next day after the Bailey Q, and Cynthia is still in her fifis. Okay, she is still feeling some kind of way. They are eating her potato salad for breakfast. Kenya is in court via Zoom, and Kyle comes down, and once again, here go Kyle, apologizing to Cynthia. You know, I hope you're not upset with me. I'm so sorry. And Cynthia was like, girl, you apologized multiple times yesterday. And here's the thing. When someone is mad and you apologize, there's really nothing more you can do until they get over being mad. Yes, Cynthia is still in her feelings. Yes, Cynthia still got an attitude. But you apologizing more is not going to make Cynthia get over it any faster. Whether you agree or disagree with whether Cynthia is mad or not, that ain't going to make her get over it any faster. And so, of course, now Cal is like, oh my gosh, I thought the ladies in Beverly Hills were dramatic. Girl, you dramatic as hell too. Stop it. Don't make it seem like it's a one-sided. You dramatic as hell. And when you get mad about something, you get stuck on something, you dwell on it and dwell on it and dwell on it until you're done dwelling on it, okay? Y'all all do that. So then she's going to say, well, are you mad at Kenya? And I can respect Cynthia for saying that's a me and Kenya conversation. You don't need to know nothing about whether I'm mad at Kenya, how I'm mad at Kenya, what I'm mad at Kenya about. That is a me and her conversation. And we'll figure it out when we figure it out how we're going to figure it out, okay? Then, Kenya comes down, and of course she's upset. And she's talking about how the court case is a public forum and how it's upsetting that anybody can just log into the Zoom and find out what's going on with her, and how, you know, there's strangers in there and they're talking about money and things of that nature. And I mean, but it will be public whether it's on Zoom or whether, like, those same people that logged into your Zoom, well, maybe not the same people. Because I get it that Zoom makes it a little bit easier because people they don't have to leave their house. But it would be an open forum if y'all were in court. Like, it's not public just because it's on Zoom. It's public because it's public. And it has every right to be public, you know. So then they started talking about how things are leaking out again. They still talking about things leaking out. What's being said, child. And they brought up Bolo, honey. They brought up Bolo from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And the Countess Luann was talking about how she had seen some videos of Bolo. And baby, and again, if we've seen Bolo, we've seen Bolo, okay? And don't need us keep going through the Bolo. Ramona does not want to have any parts of that conversation because she said that she's better than that. She's classy based, and she ain't got time to be sitting there talking about the size of some man's penis. That's just not what she's gonna do. Today they are going to play volleyball. John, Ramona's friend from the restaurant, is going to come in. He was a volleyball instructor. So he's going to come in and he's going to do volleyball lessons with them. And then later on that night, they're going to dinner. And Kyle is bringing in a psychic, child. Kyle always want to have some psychic. But she said she absolutely believes in what the psychic talking about because the psychic predicted that she would be on the Beverly Hills and that her son would be involved. I mean, her sister would be involved with it, child. So she really, really believes in it, okay? They also having a spa day. So we see Luann tightening everything up with Michael, the concierge, honey, and getting that spa day in order, okay? So the ladies are getting ready to go down to the beach. And of course, they wearing bikinis and everything else. And Kenya has on, you know, leggings and a tank top. And she was like, I thought we was playing volleyball. Like, I didn't know this was going to be, you know, some old sex kitten situation. I didn't know that's what we were doing. But, they get ready to go down there, and they got on their bikinis and their bathing suits, child. And Luann talking about, so, you know, I played volleyball, you know, and I know what's going on, and I'm ready. And she was the first one to get hit in the face with the damn volleyball, child. But they were out there playing volleyball, and it was cute or whatever. You know, they didn't know what they was doing. The ball was going here, there, everywhere, and all of that. But it was cute. It was. Ramona still flirting with John. Talking about can you give me some private lessons before, because I don't know how to serve. Can you help me learn how to serve beforehand? I said, child, here we go with that, honey. Here we go with that. So So at some point during this time period, Cynthia asked Kenya if they could. Cynthia asked Kenya, can they go and talk? Because Kenya did realize that Cynthia was kind of being a little shady, and she was like, "Lord, here we go. I guess she's still mad about last night, so let's go and talk about it." So they go to talk, and Cynthia is trying to express how she felt and why she was upset and why she was irritated. And to Kenya's credit, Kenya let her talk. Kenya let her get it all off her chest, and she basically just reiterated what we already know. So Kenya, she said, well, first of all, she was late because of her glam. It wasn't her fault, it was the glam. And Cynthia was like, yeah, but if that had been Ramona that had done that, she said, I would not allow the women to eat until you got there. Like, I held them up waiting for you, and then you came through there with your damn macaroni and cheese like it was no big deal and sat down at the table unbothered. You ain't apologize, you ain't do nothing. And for that, you were wrong, Kenya. And she said, well, you're right. If it had been Ramona, I absolutely would have had something to say. She said, but my relationship with Ramona is different. And Cynthia was like, but that's not the point. The point is, I did that looking out for you as a friend, and here you come like you ain't got no care in the world. So then they got to talking about the whole game or whatever. And Kenya reiterated, where she was coming from. She said, the ladies were uncomfortable. But it is what it is. Like, you can't be mad at them because they were uncomfortable playing the game. It was a game that they weren't comfortable with. They didn't want to play the game. And she said, yes, but I adjusted the game and I changed the game multiple times for them to make them happy. And she kept cutting Kenya off. And Kenya was like, listen, I didn't interrupt you when you were talking. Let me say what I got to say because I didn't interrupt you. And again, to Kenya's credit, she is absolutely correct. She did not interrupt Cynthia when Cynthia was talking, but Cynthia kept over talking Kenya and she kept cutting Kenya off. But ultimately, I feel like Cynthia really wasn't trying to have a dialogue with Kenya, and she really wasn't trying to have some sort of kumbaya with Kenya. She just wanted to tell Kenya how she felt, and Kenya was supposed to listen and just receive it and move on. Well, that's just not how things go, Kenya. Like, Cynthia, it's not always a one-way thing. And again, y'all know I'm going to call it right and wrong is wrong. And yes, do I feel like Kenya could have probably had a little bit more support for Cynthia? Yeah, I do. I feel like she probably could have been there for Cynthia a little bit. I do feel like she was kowtowing to the other ladies instead of saying, well, girl, we play this game all the time. It's not that serious. We have a good time. I absolutely feel like she could have done that, but she didn't. And she explained why she didn't. And again, with Cynthia, I think Cynthia just wanted to say her piece and move on. I don't think she was interested in the process. Okay. Anyway, then we had lunch, and over lunch, Teresa and Melissa got into this whole conversation about who was on the show first, how they got on the show. And again, what I don't know, because I don't watch the Real Housewives, I've only looked at one season of New Jersey. I don't know that this is an argument that they've been having for 10 years. Because Melissa, let's be clear, Melissa said she's been on the show for 11 seasons now. So you've been having this conversation for 10, 11 years about how she got on the show. According to Melissa, they reached out to her because they had other siblings on there and they wanted to get the families on there with Teresa. According to Teresa, her brother and Melissa were reaching out to Bravo Andy and begging him to get on the show. I'll be honest with you, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. I don't think Teresa would make that up, but begging might be a stretch. But do I think that maybe Melissa and her husband reached out to be on the show? Probably. Maybe. But do I feel like they was just begging and blowing up Bravo Andy like every day, like please, 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 please? I don't know about that. But I wasn't there. Again, I'm coming in at the end of this conversation, and like Teresa said, we're never going to agree. We're never going to come to any sort of common ground. I see it the way I see it. You see it the way you see it. At this point, let's just kiss and say goodbye. All right, let's just move on. We're in a better place now. Because she said when they first came on the show, Teresa and her brother weren't even speaking. Like, they weren't even friends. So they're in a better place now, and let's just be happy about that. Let's just be happy that we are all in a much better place. Moving on. Then we had the whole spa day situation. Ain't really too much exciting happened with that, except for Cynthia. I don't know what pressure points that masseuse was hitting. I don't know what was going on with you, honey. But Cynthia was making all the oohs and the ahs and the groans and the moans, and it sounded like Mike had snuck in and was up under that rap. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, it was a whole nother situation. All right. Melissa and Teresa talked, and they agreed to just disagree and move forward because they just ain't gonna agree with each other, and they just agreed to just, let's just kiss and say goodbye. Like I said, just kiss and say goodbye, child. Then we all went out that night to they went out that night to dinner. There was a situation with somebody taking pictures, and they asked this man to take a picture, and they were talking to him like he was a help to the point where Kyle had to apologize to him for the way he was being talked to. I think it might have been Kenya that time that was talking to that man crazy. I don't know. But anyway, so they sit down and have dinner, and the psychic comes in. Now, let's be clear. I have seen this a million times on these shows because, like I said, I feel like Kyle then had a psychic 2-3 times. I know we had the psychic with Erica. Like, we had the lady, the elephant room lady down to the Atlanta. Like, we've had this before. This woman, first of all, Melissa gonna tell that woman that she looked like Cruella DeVille, and she didn't understand why that wasn't considered a compliment. There's never a space in any world or any universe where you gonna tell somebody they look like Cruella DeVille unless it is October the 31st and they did it on purpose. What made you think that calling that woman Cruella DeVille was a good idea? It was a compliment. Ma'am, Melissa, girl, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere. But once we got past the Cruella DeVille situation, this woman decided that she was going to be a psychic and she was going to tell them about themselves. And, girl, all of them was queens. All of them was princesses. All of them lived and like Melissa said, where were the mechanics? Where were the housekeepers? Like, if all of these women sitting here were queens in our former life, we were all royalty in our former life. There was nobody had a hard knock life. Nobody had a hard situation. Nobody had a hard way to go. You know what I mean? And I was like, listen, do I feel like there are people in this world that are clairvoyant? Do I feel like there are people in this world that have gifts? Sure. Do I feel like it's as many people as claim to be clairvoyant and have a gift? No. So sometimes you just hit or miss. You just got to make sure you're getting the right gift with the right person at the right time. I just don't know if she was the right gift or the right person or the right time. I'm just saying. Pretty much where this episode ended. The ladies, went back to the house and, they wanted to party a little bit, but I think everybody was running out of steam. I'm sure they've been going all day. They had 3-4 different events in this one particular day. So everybody was tired, honey. Kyle wanted to party. That's why your ass can't get up in the morning, because you be ready to party all the time. But I think they ended up going to sleep, child. But that was the end of this episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Talk to y'all later. Peace.